Hey, what is up, folks? How are you guys doing? Thanks for checking out this video. Support for the channel is awesome. Yeah, last night it got to 30.4 degrees, I think. Just a little bit past what I was showing you guys on my community post. Yeah, definitely got a frost. Woke up this morning, ice on everything. Frost, you know. Just a layer of frost on the ground. I cover the microphone a lot here on the phone, and my audio gets all jacked up. Yeah, it definitely hit freezing, and good layer of frost on the grass, frost on the cars, spider webs on my phone. I'm walking through spider webs, I guess. And I came out late last night, picked all my peppers, I picked all my tomatoes, at least everything that was ripe or ready to blush. Here, I gotta open my fence. So yeah, I went through, I pretty much picked most of everything. Certain things that I know are cold hardy I didn't do much with, but I was mostly worried about my peppers, tomatoes, my hot peppers. I didn't pick any hot peppers, but I don't know, we'll see how they went. Just kind of looking in here right now, it seems like things are pretty good. Not really any damage. Let's see. So that's my Frankenstein tomato plant. Yeah, I mean, out here on the very tips, I'm looking for anything like on the tips, any damage on the tips, and I am not seeing it. This is all fresh new growth. And looking quite fine, to be honest. Kind of looking for stuff like that. I don't know if that is from the frost. That kind of looks maybe a little bit like frost damage. I don't know. I mean, I'm getting some speckles on some of these, which isn't frost, but yeah, looks like everything's good. So here's what I did. A little bit of that fell. It definitely looks like some frost damage here. And this is just the part that was exposed that I covered. All that and all that. So I got 2 rows, mostly all tomatoes and some pumpkins, but I'm gonna go ahead and take this row off and I'm gonna see what we got. Actually, you know what? Let's stay on the original subject here. I don't know how good you're gonna be able to see it, but the whole top half is killed off. Definitely got the frost. These did not get covered. And the top half is gone. Like if you look at it, like look at all that, it's almost black. Compared to the green, black. So this is all frost kill. So I could probably top the plants. There are a lot of tomatoes in here. It's hard to even get into it. Just clusters, like clusters of 8, just massive amounts. There's something peeking out right there. So I got a lot that are going to be blushing. Here's a good little example of a cluster. These are all Roma tomatoes. So yeah, I should be able to top these and they're going to be fine. Take a quick look at peppers. Forgot a pepper from yesterday. Little bit wilted, but not bad. Like if you look at this part right here, it ain't looking the best. Actually, it's curled up. So I don't know if that's from the frost or what, but still had a little bit of time on those peppers. Some big old monsters in here too. Yeah, so it seems like the peppers did okay. Let's take a look at the squash, artichokes. These monsters They seem fine. These definitely look like they started getting powdery mildew. These are my squash, my crookneck. Crazy powdery mildew, as you can see. Still producing a little bit of fruit, but not going to be expecting a whole lot here. It does look like it got some freeze. That's a broken leaf, but little black. Looks like it was frozen. It just looks like frozen spinach or anything frozen, so that's okay. I wasn't expecting a whole bunch more out of these, but hey, you know, take it out as long as I can. Some lettuce that's doing really good. Beans. This tomato plant. Yeah, got a little bit of frost damage. So, I mean, it ain't perfect, but this guy definitely got some frost damage. That is a zucchini. Here's a pumpkin that was not covered. So, zucchini, it looks like about a dozen leaves got frozen. Lots of good new growth on the inside though, so I'll probably be able to keep that going and still get some harvest, maybe just trim it off. I mean, it's just going to focus the energy somewhere else, as long as it doesn't keep freezing. Broccoli Rob. This guy here on the end, the lighter colored one, I just had a hard time getting going. So, yeah, shallots seem good. Getting ready to pull those, getting ready to pull the turmeric too. This guy over here looks like he's going to be big. I'm really curious on how big they are. But yeah, it looks like this is like almost a total loss. I mean, man, yeah. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull these off, see what everything looks like here. But it looks like just about everything was damaged with the frost, except the tomatoes. I mean, yeah, there's a little damage on this one. That's a... I think that's the celebrity tomato. And look at this guy. Look how bright and green this is. Really no damage. And this is the beefsteak tomato that was snapped 5 times. And it is still putting out tomatoes. And this is all the greenery from it. That's all green. Crazy resilience. I'm going to talk about that in another video here shortly, but yeah, there is a little damage here. So let's go ahead and pull this off and see what... All right, so there we go. Have those off, and I got everything uncovered. So let's go ahead and walk around. The first one, there was some damage over here, which, yeah, you can see a little bit here. This was covered. This was covered, a little bit of damage. Not as bad as that, but for the most part, pretty good. This one seems pretty good all in all. These, definite damage. Right here, all up in there. So, not perfect, but a little bit better. Definitely lower down here. Look at the insane amount of tomatoes. Yeah, just absolutely crazy. Cluster after cluster. But yeah, so little bits of damage on the very, very top. A little more than I expected, to be honest. I thought it was going to do a little bit better job than that. The pumpkin is still alive, the one that's here. So I got a few others growing, but I don't think I'm going to get much out of it. I got this one here. Plant's looking a little bit rough. It has just been struggling. I put a lot of the nutrients and everything in here, so I'm not sure why this one is struggling. It could be a water issue or something like that, but it is what it is. I'll learn. Hopefully I'll do better next season, but little pumpkin here might make it to maturity. I think this one's about to be picked. This one here, another pumpkin. It's been kind of yellow under nutrient for a while, but it's just kind of a last ditch fall, very late, roll the dice, cross my fingers if I'm actually going to get anything out of it. So I'm not putting a whole bunch into making sure this is going to be a long lasting plant or anything like that. I basically want it to produce this pumpkin, make me happy, move on. Tomatoes, surprisingly, very little damage here. Another Roma tomato, and this one is down on the ground. So this maybe had a little bit better overall coverage. I don't know if that's going to affect frost that much. Lower to the ground, make a difference. I don't know, it's kind of looking like it. This one's low to the ground too. I don't see any damage on this one. Yeah, they got blown around in the wind, but they're growing perfectly fine. So this, I'm not sure what's going on with that. Just a little bit of die off. You know, who knows? Sunburn, young sun, something like that. So yeah, these tomatoes a little bit shorter, doing pretty good. A little bit of burning here. A little bit of frost burn, not too bad, doing pretty good. So yeah, that is everything that was covered. Basically those plants right there, you know, and of course these. But yeah, so as far as this covering goes, did it do a whole bunch? This is one that was not covered. I know it's kind of hard to see, but I'll get zoomed in to where you can see a little better. All this damage, compared to what was over here. I mean, you got that, but everything else, it's pretty nice and green and healthy. So yeah, much worse. So it did help. I mean, I'd say it probably cut down about 80% of the damage that was done to my plants. And these, I got Millennial Gardener put up a community post saying Amazon's having a Prime Day sale on these. They were $8 a piece, 33 foot by 10 foot. I'd say it's worth it. I'd say that was a good deal. And I probably should have bought like 6 of these things, but I bought 2 just to see. They might not make it to next season. I don't know. Cheap Chinese crap, you know? So yeah, let's go ahead and bring it around again. Ha! Yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and mount up here. So anyway, yeah, kind of a summary. Pretty much all the plants really seem fine. It held about 2 hours at 30 degrees. 3 hours maybe below freezing. So not a really hard frost, not a really hard freeze. That is still coming, but fall is here. Fall is in the air. And well, I think I made it through this one, and I've been looking at the 16-day forecast or the 14-day forecast. It's the GFS model. It gives you the long range. It's not really accurate, but kind of predicts the big systems, and it basically has pretty clear skies as far as gardening goes for the next 2 weeks or more than 2 weeks. Yeah, anything can change, more likely on the second half of the second week, or 2.5 weeks, the last week of that. Isn't very reliable on the GFS, but it's saying fair weather. I mean, really no hard cold temperatures. And I think when we do get it, it's going to be a banger. We're going to have like a big polar vortex pop down for a good hard freeze first of the year, first of the season. So as of now, my old tomato plants, I still have a lot that's going to be ripening. I got a lot of celebrities, a couple beefsteaks, a lot of Romas that are still growing on these plants that did not get taken out last night. So it's not much of a pain in the butt. I'm not doing really anything to them. Water them every once in a while, and that's it. I'm not fertilizing them. I'm not mending any of the soils. I'm not pruning them. I'm not doing anything. I'm just coming out and getting tomatoes. So yeah, the quality is going down and the frequency is going down on when I can harvest, but it's still tomatoes. So I don't need this for anything else until next year. So I'm just going to leave them. I've got like 10 other Roma plants that are growing, and everything else. So yeah, everything seems really good. I'm gonna be curious on how some of the frost damage, the frostbite, reacts over the next week or so, day by day. if I start seeing it deteriorate the plant, I'll just go ahead and top all the plants, cut all that stuff off and move on, you know. So all right, well, I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update. I had to get out here and take a look at everything that was going on. So yeah, eventually I'm gonna have a gardening, kind of the things that I've learned over this last year of actually paying attention to gardening, and maybe one out of many might be able to help you out. Who knows? All right, I'll leave it with that. I will talk to you guys next time. Till then, peace.